Okay, welcome folks back to the Car Boutique's detailing channel. Now, as you can already see, I'm joined by this handsome man. We were going to call this Two Beards in a Car, but we thought that's rubbish. So welcome Mr. Carl Hampson. Carl is prolific on the Car Boutique's Facebook channel, and I do believe you came first in our contributors.
I did come first.
So well done. Carl's been into his detailing 6 months?
Yeah, about 6 months now.
About 6 months. He's like a sponge. He's getting all that information in. He's starting to do this reviews, and I do believe you just started your own Instagram channel as well.
Yeah, just started. That's K1.01 Hamps. So if you do want to...
Nice and easy to remember that one. Okay, I'm going to put a link up. I've got a link. And in fact, I'm going to show a picture of his Instagram page now. Go and show Carl loads and loads of support. And the beauty of this review is you're going to get someone who's relatively new into detailing, and you're also going to get someone with a bit more experience, which is going to add value to the review. Now, we've got horrific weather today, direct sunlight, mid-20s. Yep. We've seen the car covered in tree sap. It's probably got fallout and tar and glue maybe. Absolutely, but you do keep it quite clean,
quite clean. It does a lot of motor miles because we've got to take our daughter to college, so that's every day down on the motorway, so we should have a fair amount of tar and fallout, so we should be able to see, although it being a black car, should be able to see some of it being removed. A good test for the product. So today's brand review, and we haven't got everything, is Dodo juice. Now, you've all heard of Dodo juice, and quite a lot of people ask me why I've never used them before. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, and prepared to comment. The packaging never really appealed to me. When you look at some other brands, there's really vibrant colours and everything. The packaging just didn't capture my attention. But there's more to detailing than packaging, isn't it? I mean, I would rather a product that works well and, in my opinion, has not bland packaging, but not as vibrant colours on the packaging, than a product that looks amazing, but it's rubbish. So what are your thoughts? You've seen, I'm going to show some pictures on the video, but what's your thoughts on the packaging? I've seen nicer packaging. There is companies out there that do capture your eye much better. Yeah. But for me, it's nice when you've got a product that's catches your eye and everything else like that. But for me, we've spoken before, it's not always about the packaging for me. It's about does it do the job, and is it cost effective? And I suppose we're going to find out today if that's the case. Absolutely.
And Carl raised a good point. The main two variables, and there are so many variables in car detailing, performance should always come first. Price or value should come second. All the other stuff, packaging is nice, and arguably it does enhance the user experience, but then we've got colour and smell, which we're going to look at as well. So loads and loads and loads of things to look at. So before it gets even hotter and it is warming up, I mean, I must say we do look rather cool in our shades.
I'd say
you need a beard trim though. It's getting a bit long. Okay, but I'm looking at
just on the right length.
We could almost be brothers.
Yeah, you're my older brother.
All right then, cheeky sod, innit? Right, let's start washing this. Okay, so as always, we're going to start off on the wheels. Now, some people, it's not that important, but arguably, whenever it comes to detailing, you're always detailing the dirtiest bit first. What you don't want to do is do a nice job of the clean paintwork and then go to the dirtiest bit and then get spray all over the place. So, two products Carl's going to be using we're going to be using Dodo Juice Deep Purple, which is their full spectrum wheel cleaner. So essentially, this is your standard wheel cleaner, but it's got the fallout remover in, so it's a one-stop shop. So you're going to see Carl doing the tyres, and he'll keep doing the tyres until it goes clean, and then he's going to use the actual Deep Purple on the actual faces using a selection of tools. And then we're going to basically just have a chat about what we think. Now, what sort of stuff have you been using in the past, wheel cleaners? Is it a particular brand, or do you just constantly try different stuff?
I've started off. I started with a Reaper wheel and tyre cleaner. Found that really nice products. I thought, and then I've recently used Detailed Online's Pulse, which has very similar to the Dodo Juice, has the fallout remover in there.
Now, do you prefer a dedicated wheel cleaner to clean them and then a dedicated fallout remover, or are you quite a fan of the one product does both?
For me, again, going back to previous conversations, it would make more sense to me to have an all-in-one.
It's quicker, isn't it?
It's quicker, to a certain extent cost effective, because you're hitting every mark that you want to do with the wheel cleaner if it has everything in it.
As long as it wheel clean's as good as a dedicated wheel cleans, and the fallout is as good as a fallout. You don't want joining forces and a compromise on both, do you? But
no, not at all.
We'll test it. And just for information, in the bucket, just to add some lubrication to cars' brushes, we're using Dodo Juice is Born to be Mild pH neutral detailing shampoo, which we're going to come on to when we tackle this horrific paintwork. So, Carl, I think we better stop the chat, okay, and get car cleaning.
I think that's a good idea.
Thank you. Okay, first product done. So I'm going to give my my observations, and then you can give some feedback because you were the actual hands-on. What I did like is when Carl put it on the actual tyre, there was instant discoloration, so it's biting into the dirt and the oils in the tyres, etc. And it took 2 hits, and we went back, and that's what you keep doing. And Carl needed to do a 3rd hit, he did, but within 2 hits on quite dirty tyres, he did a good job. The fallout, albeit Carl does look after his wheels, the fallout didn't look potentially as strong as some. And when I noticed when you were doing the actual the foaming action, it didn't foam up as good, but I'll come back to you in a second. But in terms of the final results, seemed okay. You looked like you were having some trouble with the Dodo brush though. So what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
So let's start with the brush.
Yeah.
Okay. It is very firm bristles.
I suppose they need to be firm to get into the tyres, but you looked like it wasn't. It was juddering on you.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, you expect a tyre brush to be firm, but not firm enough that it's actually stopping your cleaning motion. Yeah. Which I found that did a lot stop my motion around it.
Do you think it'll soften up over time, maybe?
Well, that's a prolonged use information.
Jury's out, so we'll look into that. But eventually we got it, and the final results were really, really good. So what about the actual deep purple full spectrum wheel cleaner? Like I said, wheel cleaner and fallout remover built in one. What are your thoughts on this?
So foaming wise,
that's what I like about Carl. He's a deep thinker. he's like, I don't know, he's saying, you know, what a wise man once said, and all that kind of stuff.
I've got to give a criticism. If I'm going to give criticism, it's got to be well thought out and constructive. Yeah. So for me, I've used other tyre cleaners or wheel cleaners that have produced more foam with less effort.
Is that important to you?
I suppose if you're looking at it from a lubrication point of view, yeah, absolutely. Those guys that have got you know, I've got standard fitted alloys, but if you've got guys got aftermarket alloys, certainly like black alloys,
highly polished black,
you want something that's going to lubricate that surface, and I just don't feel I got a whole lot from that.
Okay.
Just from the feel that it didn't foam that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fallout wise, I do keep an eye on my wheels anyway. But with the motorway miles that I do, I would have expected more from it.
Yeah.
We definitely saw some once I'd got the wheel brushes in there, but I'd expect more on the surface.
So what I'll do, once we've cleaned all the other wheels, I want to get another fallout remover, try that, okay, and see if it's just because you haven't got as much fallout on your wheels, or this isn't potentially as potent as a dedicated one.
That makes sense, because it's trying against a known variable.
Absolutely. So overall impression. Right, first of all, the killer question, would you buy again?
No.
Okay, based on...
2 reasons.
Yep.
One, at the price that is.
Yeah.
For what I got off that.
£18 for a litre, yeah.
Where I can
get it cheaper.
I can get something that I've used before.
Yeah.
At a much cheaper price that I think does a far better job.
Absolutely. Would I buy it again? I think where I see this fitting in is, and you alluded to it a bit earlier, if I had really, really dirty wheels and all that kind of stuff, I personally, from what I've seen, isn't potent enough to really get into that caked on dirt, etc. But if you've got quite, I don't know, delicate wheels with a high finish, because this isn't so potent, maybe this would be a good product for that, because it's not, in terms of the chemical potency, it's not as strong. Maybe you would go down that road.
I suppose it's because you use normally your brushes are in a bucket with a shampoo in there anyway. You've got the lubricity from
I always have a lubrication.
Lubrication. We'll stick with that one, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I suppose you've got the added element of that. So if it was highly finished wheels, and you're probably doing it more often than I am, that would be a great product.
Absolutely. So it's got its place, but not for you.
Not for me.
Not for you. Very honest. That's what we do. We give honest feedback. Right, we're going to do the rest of the wheels now, and then, oh no, we're going to have to tackle that. It's almost a living thing, your car, isn't it? It's got that much tree sap on. I'm surprised it, hasn't started growing roots into the ground.
Well, no, it's a bug catcher. It's an effective fly catcher.
He got a bit defensive there, didn't he? He got a bit defensive. I'm going to start winding him up, and if it's really bad, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to edit it out.
It's got a lot of edits, because I'm just going to tell him to.
I have the power of the edit.
Yeah, you do.
Winner. Good times. I'm not going to edit that out.
No, I don't think you should.
They can make their own conclusions up about that.
Brotherly love.
Brotherly love. Man love. Detailing bros. Right, less of the jesting. All right, let's concentrate. Right, okay, so safe wash process. Now, this is so important on a car like this. As you saw at the start of the video, this is covered in sticky tree sap. That is going to be a magnet for grit. If you go and hit your car with a shampoo now, you are going to scratch the living daylights out of this. So this is where safe wash process comes into its own. I'm going to be using a citrus-based TFR and then a snowfoam. Now, you haven't used a citrus pre-wash stroke TFR before, have you?
No. So normally I use an APC instead of a citrus certificate pre-wash.
Yeah, absolutely. So an APC does a similar job, albeit the ingredients are slightly different. The beauty of this one is it's a citrus TFR. Now, a lot of people get really, really frightened of TFR, traffic film removers, and all that kind of stuff. But in a car like this, it's probably going to be a good idea. On a normal car where it's not covered in stuff like this, I'd probably go down in terms of potency, just use a generic APC or a citrus pre-wash. But for something like this, we need to get as much of that tar off using this and the snow foam before we even touch the vehicle. Now, a second factor for this is, what 25 degrees?
Yep.
Yeah, so I am going to be spraying or car's going to be rinsing the living daylights out of this to bring that surface temperature of the paintwork down. Okay, we do not want to be applying chemicals when the paintwork is hot. Lots and lots of rinsing, lots and lots of rinsing. That's why it helps having two of us doing it, okay? So normally you'd use a TFR or a citrus pre-wash, whatever you want to call it, on the lower 2/3, but this car is covered. In fact, this is probably the worst stickiness I've ever felt in a car.
That tree is absolutely the bane of my life.
Yeah, all over the plastic, all over the
windows.
Yeah. So would you agree that this is going to be one hell of a challenge for this?
Well, I think it's probably one of the best challenges this is going to get.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to get the camera rolling. This is going to be applied all over the car. Now, one observation, we did check the website. This was it £11 for a litre?
Yep.
Doesn't say it's dilutable. Now, subjective again, that might put some people off who are looking for value in terms of a highly dilutable product whereby they can buy a litre and get 10 litres out of it. Conversely, some people might actually like this. They might not want to bother about dilution ratios. They just love the fact that it's straight out of the bottle. The chemist has sorted the dilution out and just hit it straight away. So it depends what you're after. My personal opinion is I'm in the middle. What's yours?
I can see the advantage of it for people who want to just get out there and wash their car.
Yep.
Me, I look at the car prior to I'm going to wash the car, and
yep.
I generally work out what kind of dilution rate I want.
You love the whole science of working it out and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the only way that if this really works, it might convince you to use this. But if it doesn't work that well, bearing in mind it's not got the dilution, it might not be something for you.
No, I think if it works on the same rate that I do with my APCs, I don't. For me, I wouldn't see it necessary. I wouldn't go and then suddenly go and buy this.
Okay.
However, it might be something that's so good that I actually have that for when my car is in this state. And then I purposely use it only for that, because at the same time it's still a TFR. We don't want to be using it as often as we would do a citrus pre-wash. Or
he's learning. He's like a sponge. I asked him about the pH scale, and it was like a science teacher. Hey, well, it goes from 1 to 14, and 7's in the middle. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Well done.
You've got a hole in my head.
Well, we'll discuss that off camera. Right then. So we are literally going to put this on a time warp video. We're going to absolutely saturate the car. We're going to leave it a couple of minutes. We're going to keep an eye on it drying out. And if there's any signs of that, we're going to rinse it down. Then we're going to inspect it. Now, sometimes you could use this and then put a snow foam over it. We need to split these products into individual product performance. So we're going to do this one, and then we're going to do the snow foam. So let's crack on.
Let's do it. I was waiting for you to start talking.
I wondered if you were going to touch me again. That's very kind. Right, TFR citrus pre-wash stage done. Now I had to play with it as well, and my verdict, hold fire on yours, this is dynamite stuff, okay? Because I can't feel the tree sap there at all, okay? So that was thick, and given it sort of blowing sunshine up its arse a bit more, we only had about a minute and a half before it started drying, didn't we? Because of this sun. Okay, so this is a potent product. Yes, it's going to chip away potentially your last stage protection. We did notice superb beading from the wax that you've put on this. Yeah. And we've got to be open and fair. What did you put on it?
So I put the EZ Car Care ceramic wax.
Ceramic. I think that's probably helped this out, hasn't it? Because that's put a barrier between the tree sap and the paint, okay? Yeah. But nevertheless, this, okay, is bitten into all that tree sap, only on for about a minute. In fact, one of the panels, probably about 30 seconds, jet washed it, and it's pretty much all off. A huge improvement. I really rate this. It's better than the ones I've used, and the fact that it's not dilutable, it's not ideal for me, but am I going to use this one again on a car like this? 100%. Carl, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was actually blown away by it as well. Yeah, the fact that it can't be diluted, it still plays a little bit in my mind if I'm going to be truly honest.
Yeah.
However, what it did in the limited time it had, considering obviously, as you can all see, the sun coming beating down on us, okay, is actually phenomenal. There's no stickiness to the car again.
No, it's literally all gone.
It's just unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, really, really good. Really, really. Both in agreement that potentially we'd buy this one again.
Yeah,
absolutely. TFR high strength citrus pre-wash. Make sure you thoroughly rinse your vehicle afterwards to get rid of that potent chemical. And on a day like this, we're gonna talk about the water spots probably on another video. We're gonna do a separate video, but this is covered in water spots. Unfortunately, we need to do a stage, stop, water evaporates off, all the minerals left behind. We need to do this talky bit, but it's your car, so it doesn't really bother me. What we do next?
We are using snowfoam.
Snowfoam. Okay, so let's load up the snowfoam. Right. I'm not editing any of this out. Okay, right. Citrus pre-wash TFR, great job. We're now on to the snowfoam. So the final stage of the safe wash process before we physically touch the vehicle. Now we've got, this is quite popular. I've seen a lot of people use this. This is Dodojuice's Apple iFoam, which is their pH neutral snowfoam. They've got an expansive range, just like all the citruses, the shampoos and everything. They've got different variants, but the one we've gone for is the pH neutral one. 1 litre, haven't checked the price, have we? Can you remember how much it was?
No, I can't.
Don't know, we'll edit that in. I'll put a flash bit at the bottom. Smells of apples. Does it, Apple iPhone have a smell? Let's have a smell. Thoughts?
I actually really like this smell.
Nice, isn't it? Nice, isn't it? Okay, so car's already loaded the snowfoam cannon up, so it's 1 part product to 9 parts water. Top tip, put your water in first, then your snowfoam solution, because if you put your snowfoam solution in first and then put your water in, it starts frothing up on you. Okay, so doing it this way is nice, and it's just a cleaner way of doing it. So put 1 part product in to 9 parts water, gave it a good shake up, and we've connected it to snowfoam cannon to the actual Arva machine pressure washer. So the next stage is we're going to be applying the snowfoam. Just for your information, do you know what the golden rule is for applying snowfoam?
Bottom to top.
Bottom to top. Now, personally, I don't think it makes an iota of difference, or the difference is that negligible that you're giving the loiter time more time at the bottom. I don't really think it matters, but to keep the detailing police off our backs, we're going to go from bottom to top, okay?
Yeah, that's why I worry in the street, like when I'm doing it, I'm worried that the detailing police are going to come around my house.
Exactly, knock on the door. You went from top to bottom, and naughty boys, okay, credibility out the window, okay, but that's just a discussion point, do what you want. Now, it is hot, like we keep saying, it's 25 degrees. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. But the things we're looking for is how foamy it is, and arguably you could put more solution on or adjust the actual snowfoam cannon to give you the foam concentrations. But you're looking at that slip rate, okay, because we want the dirt to be emulsified and then actually come off the vehicle, but also the loiter rate. We need it to stick to the paintwork to do its thing, so to speak. So they're the two sort of things we're going to be looking at. I don't think it's going to be on very long, okay? We don't want staining, we don't want it drying and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to take some video shots of application, then removal, then we're going to have a sum up chat, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good.
Look at the catalogue pose. You just got to flex your biceps now as well. Right then, snowfoam. Snowfoam. showing you some extra videos while we're talking. Both agree, good foam consistency.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice and thick.
Yeah, nice and thick.
Good loiter rate. So it's we actually we didn't take a video, but you can actually see it very, very slowly going down. So we've got the loiter rate doing its thing, encapsulating the dirt, and you've got that slip off rate as well, coming off the bottom. So I think we were both happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
It says in the instructions sort of 5 to 10 minutes. There was no way with this heat we were going to be able to leave it on that long, so we left it about 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah. Both of us noticed discoloration in the snow foam. There's not a huge difference purely, and we've had a discussion on this, because that TFR did such a bloody good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there wasn't actually left for the snow foam to do. But what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll go first. It's obviously pH neutral, so therefore there wasn't any degradation of what was left of my LSP, and we spoke about that earlier.
Still beading, isn't it?
Still beading off the car, so it does what it says on the tin. One thing I did notice instantly when we applied that snow foam is, although the scent on this is kind of mild in the bottle, we felt that actually the scent was enhanced once we've applied it as a snow foam, where you got a massive hit of the apple smell. I
think I was standing about a metre away and you can smell it.
I was probably about 2 metres away, and you could still get a good whack of that apple. So actually, so far that's probably one that I would definitely purchase again. I'm actually really impressed by this stuff.
Yeah. So on a car like this, it's going to getting hit. The TFR snow foam combo is a bit of a winner.
I would say so. I would probably go with when I'm washing, because where I have to wash if I'm on a day like this, I'm in the sun anyway. I would probably TFR and then snow foam instantly over it, so I get the dwell time that I need to help.
So you're encapsulating that TFR in, keeping it wet so it's not dry. It's a good call. Some people do that, and arguably, I mean, I'm a great believer. I'm a purist. I don't like mixing chemicals, but arguably from the same company, they probably would have tested that, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah. The only thing I would say about mixing chemicals is you don't want to be mixing a slightly acidic product with a slightly alkaline product, because basically they cancel each other out. Okay, so if you're using pH neutral, trying to find a corresponding pH neutral piece. We're going to probably get together and do a water spot removal, where we're going to go into all the pH scale, the benefits of alkaline products against acidic products, the pros and cons. Bit of a geeky video, that one, but we're not going to do it today because
I love geeky videos.
You have got a blimmin' dab on. That is pure sweat, innit? Okay.
Yeah. I don't sweat often. I work in an office.
Absolutely, it doesn't. Okay, so right, we are now on to the first stage where we're actually going to touch the vehicle, really, apart from the wheels. We're looking at Dodo Juice's Born to be Mild pH neutral detailing shampoo. Smells really, really nice. The beauty of this one is it's got limescale inhibitors. So on a day like this, it'd be interesting to see if this gets rid of the final dirt. There's a few bugs still left on the front.
A couple.
And it helps us to avoid water spots. I'm not expecting it to leave all water spots because the car's covered in it at the moment.
Well, yeah, because of the heat and the sun, it's drying out the water really quite quickly. Oh, that does smell nice.
Not sure what the smell is, but it certainly is nice. So,
I'm thinking grapish.
Grapish? Yeah, it could be. I don't think it says
We'll
it
get
on
back
it.
to you.
Absolutely, yeah. Born to be mild. All right. So I know they do other shampoos in the range and all that kind of stuff. So nice and easy with this one. Not particularly scientific in terms of the dilution ratios. It's 2 caps for a small bucket. We've got quite a large bucket, so you'll see we've put 4 caps of the actual shampoo solution in. We'll take some videos. We'll get together. We'll both have a try on this one because this is all about touch, isn't it? And feel and.
One other thing about obviously using your detail brush during that snow foam area, obviously you're using your snow foam, your TFRs and all that to take off all the actual bits that are on the car. If you're then, whilst you're waiting for those larger components and all that that are on the car, if you're then detailing brushing, you have the potential to then add scratches onto the car.
Absolutely.
So that's why you should be really waiting for the contact wash stage to then attach it with your detailing brush.
He's right. Let's crack on. Okay, so that's the shampoo stage done. So a few video clips basically showing how we did this. Now, as we discussed, we could have gone over with using the shampoo in the snowfoam can and then the detailing spray, but we thought it'd dry on. I think we made the right decision there because
Definitely.
we kept having to do a little panel, then one of us go and rinse it down, all right, because the shampoo was drying. Now, my observations, I come to you in a second, Carl, was this was a big ask for the claim about limescale inhibitors. We've got really hard water here, and we're going to come on to doing a separate video, myself and Carl, in a few weeks about water spots, etc. But really hard water here. It's really, really hot. We did not see, I'm sure you didn't see any, no reduction in water spots. Arguably, if you've got softer water and it's not as hot, it might make a sort of tangible difference, but we didn't personally see anything there. Now, I didn't do the shampooing, so I really have to hand over to you in terms of what your user experience was with the Dodo Juice mitt and the shampoo.
Right, so I'll start with the mitt because I think, well, it's first thing that's in front of me anyway. First time using a mitt like this, I'm normally a noodle guy.
Okay.
My noodle mitt is actually it's a really nice one. I can't remember who I got it from, so apologies there. And it's much softer. This I felt was kind of, I want to say plasticky to touch.
Okay, that's your observation, yeah.
So I didn't feel that I was being as gentle as I would do with a noodle.
So did it not feel as safe?
No, it's the honest answer.
No, that's what we do on the Car Boutique. This is we're not a sales channel for Dodo Juice. This is
No.
We're not a sales channel for anyone. This is about, is it? I mean, I'm being subjective, playing devil's advocate. Is it because it's different to what you're used to, or do you personally feel that your normal noodle felt softer, thus safer? I don't want to lead you, but what's...
No, right. So I'm used to noodles, so they are, from my opinion, inherently softer because there's that padding behind there, with it being quite big noodles certainly on my mitt. So for me, this didn't feel as safe against in a contact wash.
Yeah.
Now there might be others out there that will disagree with me, and that's their point on this. But
on this one, and this is what it's about. I actually like this, but I'm used to using microfiber wash mitts. Okay, so maybe I need to go and try a noodle to see what you're on about. But detailing is all about subjectivity. The Car Boutique is all about honesty, and it's nice where we disagree. But I found it quite soft, and in terms of the microfibers I've used, this is softer than a lot of them. So in terms of a microfiber one, I think this is good quality. But interesting to see the differences, and that's why there's never a best. There's never a golden answer. There's never a point where this is the best wash mitt on the market, because it's very subjective. Okay, so that's covered that. Good chat. Okay, so the Born to be Mild. I didn't really get to use it that much, so I'm sort of leaning on you. What were you? Let's talk about 4 caps for a big bucket of water. Pretty good.
yeah, no, it foamed up really nicely when well, obviously we filled up the bucket with water, added the 4 caps in, frothed it up with the pressure washer.
And we got the Rab Reviews moment where it all poured over. Rab Reviews, go and see him on YouTube. Great guy, very honest. That was a free plug, you owe me.
Then actually the use of it, actually as a shampoo, and we'll talk about shampoo, not the other elements to it, actually really impressed by it. The lubrication of the shampoo.
Excellent.
There we go. We're going to stop saying that word because I'm having issues.
What is it? Is it lubricity? Lubricity.
Yeah.
Right, lubricity.
Lubricity.
You almost said it right. Good stuff.
The lubrication anyway.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic. Even though I wasn't 100% with the wash mitt, it slid, and I
up there with some of the more lubrous ones you've used.
Yeah, definitely.
I had a play with it, and I found it super slick, and I've used a lot.
This so far out of the products we've used, this is the one. I keep saying this, obviously I said it with the foam, but this is another one that I would have no issues buying myself. Good endorsement.
I agree. I'd definitely come back to that. So lubricity, good. Concentration okay with the 4 caps.
Yeah.
We saw you go around with the detailing brush. I saw some discoloration, but in terms of the cleaning power, did it remove the bugs that you talked about on the front?
Yeah, absolutely. It's done the job of what a shampoo should do.
Yeah.
It's as a contact wash, you add the lubrication. It's cleaned the car.
Yep.
For me, one of the spots it did say is reduction in water spots. Now, as you said previously,
it was a big ask.
It was a big ask because we live in a very hard water area. We've obviously got the sun bearing down on us, although we've literally just got in.
Stay where you are, Cloud, because this is lovely.
However, if
I've taken some videos. I'm going to show some video, yeah.
And it shows that it hasn't had that much of an effect for us. However, in other areas, Scotland, Yorkshire, where the water is significantly softer there, you might find that it does give you that reduction in water spots. So that's what we found.
In a perverse kind of way, we're going to go on to using a detailer. Now, QDs, detailers, people use them for various things, but we're going to see if it does remove. I mean, these are stage 1 water spots. They're literally surface water spots. It's just the minerals on the top. So most of them are coming off with the hand anyway. So we're going to look, does it remove them, which will be good, because we're not going to put any LSP on. You're still happy with your EZ ceramic wax, and I agree with you. It is. I've never used it. In fact, I think I gave it to you, didn't I? But I've never used it. Can I have it back?
No.
So we're just going to literally go for a QD. So we're going to look at whether it removes the water spots, whether it's good as a drying aid, ease of use, and whether it enhances the final finish, because that's essentially, we're just topping up the wax, really, aren't we?
That's exactly what we're doing.
But I was impressed with that. I'm very, very finicky with my shampoos, because it's the first time, if you do it right, you're touching your paintwork.
Exactly.
Shampoo's got to get it right. It's not just about the cleaning power, it's how safe it is. Super slick. Like I say, I like that, you don't like that. The beauty of detailing is subjective, and we've all got opinion, and would you agree we've all got a right to express our opinion in a constructive manner? So
yeah, exactly. When it comes to opinions, it has, for me personally, it has to be an informed one.
Yeah.
So you know me on the TBC website, Facebook. I'll only
website. There's an idea.
Oh,
should we do a website? No, not enough time.
However, you know, when I do comment on stuff and get involved in those kind of discussions, I only get involved if I have an informed opinion on that, and I think that should be the way it should.
You're doing it all right. You're doing it right. And at the end of the day, we both know that my opinion is right and yours is wrong. So go and buy yourself one of these. They're excellent. Right. Okay. So what have we got left? We're going to do the QD test. We're going to do the tyre dressing, and we'll do the glass cleaner. And yeah, hopefully that cloud will stay there. So let's crack on.
Go with it.
Okay, folks, so we're going to be looking at Dodo Juice's Mint Condition High Gloss Quick Detailer, £9 for 500 millilitres. So we're going to do 3 little tests. We're going to initially see how good this is as a drying aid. And what I'm looking for is, obviously, it's there to enhance the lubricity, I got it right, of the actual drying towel. But I'm just interested to see if it's going to have any positive effect on these sort of surface water spots. Now, as with any QD, you can either spray it on the panel or spray it on the cloth. The actual panel is still wet, so a quick test. So we've never used it before. We're just going to spray it liberally onto the actual panel itself and carry out our normal drying sort of process. So what I'm looking for here is, does it smear, or can it be used as an effective drying aid? So yes, it can. My results are yes, it can be used as a drying aid, but in terms of removing those water spots, I'd say it's probably removed about 60 or 70%. All right, so it is having an effect on it, but it's not like something like, I don't know, Koch Chemie FSC finishing spray, okay, which has got the chemicals in to really attack the minerals, etc. But it doesn't profess to being that. It just says it's a quick detailer. So it's going to help you if you've got very, very fine water spots. I would suggest it's going to get rid of it. It can be used as a drying aid because it's not leaving loads of product behind, so it's removing the product as well as the water, which is good. So we're going to go on to basically using this as a standalone quick detailer. Okay, folks, the main reason why we're buying a QD is a quick detailer. So there's loads and loads of tests we can do on this. We've already looked at whether it removes those water spots and as a drying aid. So as a drying aid, good. Water spots, bit too much of a challenge on this vehicle. So this car's already got a good wax on it. Now you can use this, you know, in between your maintenance washes if there's not too much grit and dirt on. You know, apply it and gently remove it. But we're basically looking for a bit of enhancement. So we're going to look at the user experience, how easy it goes off, the streak and all that kind of stuff. And then we all know that gloss is all to do with how flat the paint is, but just see what it does to the paintwork, really. So you know, just describe your feelings, really, Carl, as you go on.
I will do.
See what you think. 'Cause I haven't even use this one.
So let's go for it then.
So that's really QD. You can either apply it to the panel like Carl has, or you can apply it to the microfiber itself. Nice smell.
It smells lovely.
Any resistance on going on?
It's
nice and easy.
Nice and easy. And that's coming up really nicely, actually. No streaking.
No streaking, which is good.
It's actually really nice.
Nice and easy to use, effortless.
It's generally effortless.
Now I can actually see there is, if you come here as well, Carl, there is, I think, there's a definite wetter look to this bit, to that bit. Be honest.
You can see about there where you can see the sort of the line. It's faint, but you can see a line just about there.
Yep.
Where I've applied it and buffed it.
And this is on hard, really hot paint as well.
Yeah.
Okay, which is really, really good. So, right, should we do the rest of the car then? We're happy with that, aren't we?
I'm happy with that.
Let's crack on.
Let's get on.
He's happy, all right?
Definitely.
I was going to record his enthusiasm for this product, but I'll let him talk about it in a minute. I'm sure you can see what a difference. Okay, so I think we've hit the mark with this one for you, but over to you because you quick detailed the car.
First time using a QD, if I'm going to be blatantly honest, I've used waxes, both paste and spray on waxes. So first time using a QD, and bloody hell is the honest answer. It's so easy to apply and easy to buff off, and I think the car speaks for itself.
It does.
Generally, another product that I would.
Yep.
I'd definitely buy again, but I'd like to expand my understanding of QDs.
This is an introduction to QDs.
Yeah.
Although you're impressed with this one, you don't know if other ones are better or worse and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to QDs, there's a lot of discussion. People use a QD and they say it's enhanced gloss, and everyone says it can't enhance gloss. Wax can't enhance gloss. It's all to do with the flatness of the paint. I'm telling you, this leaves product behind because there is a definite enhancement. In my opinion, it's saturating the colour. It's giving that wet look effect. So this is leaving product behind to give that effect, and that's my opinion. Are you in agreement or?
No, I'm definitely in agreement. You know, you've all seen the stages this car's gone through today, and if you can't see a noticeable difference, well,
yeah, hopefully it shows up on the camera. And I did do. I'll show it now. A quick sort of travel down the side, and massive difference. I'd arguably say, although the sun's gone in, the water spots aren't as visible, so I'm not going back on what I said, but maybe that's just because the sun's coming. But
it's something I noticed as I was dealing with it. Some of the lesser watermarks I have on my car at the moment were covered by it. Obviously, the more extreme ones, they're still there, but it's definitely made an improvement to the car. It's really good stuff.
Easy user experience, easy on, easy off, no smearing. Enhancement of the actual finish.
And a pleasant smell as well.
And a pleasant smell as well. Fantastic. Right then, final two stages, you'll be pleased to know, because this has been a tiring day, hasn't it?
It has
This heat is a nightmare.
It has.
Titivation time. So glass cleaning, and we'll put some wheel trim on as well. I will put out there's a couple of products we haven't used, the tar and glue and the dedicated fallout remover. We'll come back to that another time, but I don't think the car probably needed it actually, because you do fallout spray a lot anyway. Yeah. So let's get on to the final two bits. Glass cleaning time. Now, I don't get too bogged down with glass cleaners. I find most of them are pretty similar. The main differential that sort of dictates whether I think it's a good one or a bad one is the smearing or lack of smearing. So, Dodo Juice, clearly menthol. Had a smell of it. Smells like a glass cleaner with an edge of something, but if someone had given me this and said, does that smell of menthol? I wouldn't have said it does, but it's a nice smell, all right? It's not your stereotypical chemically glass cleaner. Nothing more to say. It's a solvent-based glass cleaner for maximum performance and minimum streaking and smearing. Well, we shall see. All right, so as is with all glass cleaners, apply it on, use either a short pile microfiber or a waffle, or a dedicated glass cleaner. Flip it over. Okay, remaining water spots, it's dug into them, most of them have gone. Easy on, easy off, no spit smearing, no streaking, glass is nice and clean. I'm not going to kick the arse out of it. It's a good glass cleaner. I've got a price tag of £9 for 500 millilitres. It's a good price. Nothing really more to say on that. Yeah, a good product. Would I buy it again? Of course I would.
So Andy's let me loose to talk about this product from the get-go. So this is Dodo Juice's Dark Matter, their trim and tyre dressing. Okay, so they claim at the moment that it gives a satin finish to it. So let's put it on the tyre and let's see what goes on.
So this one here, we know our applicator is a bit big, but it's the only one we could find at the moment. But the instructions say apply with a sort of tyre applicator and then go over with a microfiber and to give that matte finish. So this appeals to me. I prefer matte finishes. What about yourself, Carl? Do you like super shiny or do you like a more natural look?
To be fair, I'm happy as long as the wheel looks clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not so fussed whether it's glossy or satin on this.
Easily pleased punter.
Yeah.
So in terms of that going on, easy enough?
Actually really easy.
And that's
and
good.
Even with
considering we're using that this tractor tyre one, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really easy to apply.
And then it just says buff over with the microfiber towel. So. What I like about satin finish ones, it brings out the sort of lettering and the wording on your...
It has done it.
Yeah. Just out of interest, Carl, put another bit just on the sort of top third and just see if another sort of loading gives it a gloss. Because some people might be thinking they want a gloss finish, but this could be one of those that one coating gives a matte finish and then two it sort of enhances that gloss. And wipe it down and see what. That's what you find sometimes with these products. They sort of soak into the rubber initially. You don't really get the true effect and everything. What are your thoughts?
It's definitely satin. It's even with the second coating. It's not. I don't think it's actually added anything to gloss wise. You can see at the bottom part of it that there is a bit of absorption.
Then at the top, I think that second coating, maybe a bit more gloss, but not. It's certainly not a gloss one, is it?
No,
it is as advertised a matte one. I like that.
Yeah.
So in terms of ease of use, easy on, easy off, quite effortless. I think rather than that horrible tractor driver thing, then maybe one of the brush applicators would have been better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You'd have more control as well.
Yeah.
You know, with this sponge one, you can actually see a couple of areas where it hasn't really caught up with the tyre properly. So yeah, definitely a brush one would add to that.
Fantastic. Use many tyre dressings yourself?
One before.
Would you maybe try this one?
I'd definitely try that one over the one that I've currently got.
Well, that's 2 products you've liked in a row.
I know.
Maybe 3. Interesting wrap up. Right then, Carl's going to do the rest of the tyres and then we're going to have a summary chat and a quick spin around the vehicle to see the fruits of our labour. So we're just going to literally, Carl quickly whiz through these because we've done an in-depth analysis at each stage. But before we go through the products, overall impressions of Dodo Juice as a brand?
Actually quite impressed. A few of their products we've already spoken about it, but and we'll speak about it again quickly. Some of their products have really have impressed me.
Yeah.
Is it going to make me run out and buy them? Probably. I wouldn't go out and absolutely ransack their website for a load of stuff. But yeah, there is some of the products. Yeah, I definitely would go out and try again.
And that's really the way you should be looking at it. We always say there's no holy grail of car detailing brands. You know, you're not going to find a brand that you do a brand review and you're just going to go out and just use their stuff. Okay, but Carl's already alluded to it. There are specific products in there that he will go back to, and certainly I will. My summation of the brand, and I have had limited exposure with Dodo juice itself, is it's a very, very good brand. It does what it says. There are really outstanding products there, and there are some just, you know, average and middle of the line products. But if you haven't tried Dodo, I would have a confidence in suggesting to you go and try them, because they've turned what was a horrifically contaminated car into a nice shiny piece. So that's testament to the products itself. So we're going to quickly go through them. First of all, then, the full spectrum wheel cleaner, Carl. We were sort of middle of the road on that one, weren't we?
That's a middle of the road product.
Yep.
It's something that I wouldn't go out and personally buy again. But yeah, it did what it says on the tin.
Cleaned the wheels, and you did say it really did a good job on the tyres, funnily enough.
The tyres, it did do actually a very, very good job. I was quite impressed by that. But actually, from a wheel cleaner, it's average.
You've used better.
Yeah.
Okay, you use better. I've used better in terms of I've used a better wheel cleaner, and I've used a better fallout remover. I don't, as you know, I'm a purist. I don't usually combine products like a wash and wax and stuff like that. So I've got limited exposures to 2-in-1s. Would I use it? I might, but £18 for a litre, the price point might put me up, but that's my personal opinion. On to Crudzilla traffic film remover.
Actually, it absolutely did the job, but it absolutely annihilated all the sap and the pollen that was on my car.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by that.
But
it was to do the whole car, I used a third of the bottle. The fact that it's non-dilutable is although I'm thoroughly impressed by the product, that when we spoke at the beginning of the video, we spoke about how it has cost effectiveness to the usage, how good it does the job. That falls outside that category for me, because it's a non-dilutable product. You can get other citrus sprays and APCs that are dilutable that I think do almost as good a job as it.
Okay, my opinion on Crudzilla, I will definitely be buying this again. The non-dilutable, the price is a bit off-putting. However, if I had a car like this again, this really, really did the job for me. It really, really did. I didn't expect it to cut through all that, the stuff off the trees, and we don't actually know what it is. Is it pollen? Is it tree sap?
I'm verging on probably how sticky it is. It's probably verging on tree sap, but yeah, you are right. It cut through it, and it had probably less time than what it did.
It did,
on there,
absolutely. We had didn't we?
The sun. So
essentially, if you want a citrus pre-wash or a TFR that does its job, that is potent, putting aside the price and all that kind of stuff, really, really good product. Next one, we'll keep it brief. Apple iPhone snowfoam pre-wash.
It's a snowfoam.
It's a snowfoam.
I don't know what
foams up well. It looks like snow, hence it's a good snowfoam. Good loiter rate.
And it scents lovely.
Scents good, yeah. Would I buy it? Why wouldn't I, really? It's one of those scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of many I would buy, so yeah, happy with that. This is fun, isn't it? Dodo Juice, born to be mild, pH neutral, detailing shampoo.
As a shampoo, absolutely. I would easily buy that again.
Super slick.
It's super slick, nice scent. Clean the car wonderfully.
Yeah.
For me, the bit that helps with water spots, it didn't.
No.
Because of our hard water area and the weather that we were doing it didn't. I didn't see that element of it.
But a big ask on hard water and
absolutely
the conditions and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like that. Like the smell
definitely,
as well. Mint condition, high gloss, quick detailer.
That's mine.
I'm giving the Carl all these because he's going to go and play with these afterwards. £9, 500 millilitres. OMG, fantastic QD. Can use it as a water aid. Doesn't really, it eats into some of those water spots, but it's not designed for that. But OMG on this car, what a difference.
First time using one, blown away by it. Generally am, and it's something that I'm going to use again.
Yeah.
I might expand my knowledge on a few more QDs, see where it stands, but for me, that's probably, out of all the products we tested, that's the one that's blown me away the most.
Appreciate your honesty, and for once, we agree. Okay, that is absolutely fantastic. Next one, glass cleaner, that was mine. It's a glass cleaner. It doesn't smear, it doesn't streak, it goes on and goes off and cleans the glass as well. Clearly menthol, very diluted menthol smell. £9. Yeah, it's up there at the more pricey side of a glass cleaner, but it does its job. So once again, if you want to buy a product that does its job, you can't go wrong with that. Final one. Dodo Juice Dark Matter Trim and Tyre Dressing. Ignore the tractor size applicator we were using. Matte finish. Matte finish.
Matte finish. You can see by the tyres. Okay, really easy to apply. I would find it probably easier to apply with either a smaller foam applicator or one of the brushes.
Yeah.
But again, another outstanding product in my eyes.
Good.
Satin finish.
He's a hard man to please, so when he says outstanding product, he means it. In terms of matte finish, I like this. We're going to keep an eye, or Carl's going to keep an eye on the durability, how long it lasts. We've had a quick spin around, it doesn't fly off like certain ones, but another good one.
And I'm going to also try that on my car's trim, because I've got a fair amount of it on there, and I'll get the results back to Andy.
Good point, trim and tyre dressing. Excellent. Okay, so that's it. So first of all, Carl, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
We've had a good day. We're mates anyway. We've had good fun. Carl's going to take all these products away and have a play. If you can do the tyre and glue and the fallout at some point.
Yeah, that'll be on the next one.
Another plug for your Instagram.
So yeah, if you want to follow us, I've just started up, so it's K1.01 Hamps. Okay, Andy will again show my link on there. Yeah, we will.
All right, best you send me a photograph of it then.
I will do.
Excellent.
But I've just started out, so please come and join us, comment, and just enjoy what I'm about, really.
Fantastic. Another honest reviewer. Okay, says what he feels, says what he thinks. All right, none of the, he's not linked to any company. He's not a sale, doing sales promotion stuff and all that kind of stuff. Good, honest reviews, which is what we like. Thank you for your contribution to Car Boutique as well. We're going to join forces and do the water spot remover, where we're going to be comparing 3 water spot removers. Quite ideal on this car because it is susceptible, or they show up quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish by having a quick spin around the car. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got experience with Dodo Juice products, feel free to comment and share your experiences as well. And if there's any other Dodo Juice products you want us to go and have a look at, we can get together. We live literally 500 metres apart. We can get together and do some more stuff. So go and visit him on Instagram. Do you like and share on Instagram, or do you just subscribe? I don't know.
I think you follow.
You follow, that'll do. Follow me on Insta and we'll take it from there. So thanks very much.
No, cheers, Andy.
Cheers, buddy.